Coming into the season, we knew the Oklahoma City Thunder were going to be dominant, but for some reason, no one seems to be talking about Chet Holmgren. Watch this possession against Cleveland. Chet stays disciplined in front of Donovan Mitchell, taking away an easy driving lane, flips his hips at the perfect moment, and still recovers in time to break up the lob to Evan Mobley. That's not just solid defense, that's mistake erasing defense. The kind that allows OKC guards to play aggressively on the perimeter, knowing there's someone behind them who can clean things up. And when the Thunder flip to offense, Chet doesn't clog the floor or slow things down. When the defense collapses into the paint, he has the touch and confidence to make them pay from deep. And if defenders try to run him off the line, he's comfortable serving that up fake to get his defender on the trampoline, and even through some contact, he can throw it down hard. If that still isn't enough, Holmgren becomes a vertical threat, catching lobs and finishing above the defense like his second nature.
And that time, he sets it up perfectly.
When you scan the league, there just aren't many players who can impact the game in all these ways at once. And when you pull up the numbers, they quietly back up what the film is already telling you. Chet is giving this team 18 points, 8 rebounds, and 2 blocks per game, while shooting 57% from the field and nearly 40% from 3. I know for a lot of people, the box score might not scream all-star or anything like that, but within the system, his impact is undeniable. Because the first thing you notice when you really start to watch Chet is how often he shows up after the play already looks lost. Here you're going to see Batum flash to the middle of the floor to receive the ball, and with Chet falling behind, this sets up the perfect high-low action for the Clippers. At this point in action, it looks like OKC is going to be broken down as the window for Zoo to score is wide open once the pass is sent. But this is where Holmgren shows you that he's never out to play even when you think you're alone. Other times, it'll be his man making a move to the basket where he gets caught in the mud, and that's when that reach of his allows him to meet Randle right at the rim. Time and time again, defenders will think they escaped the sight of Chet when they're pushing towards the basket, and with Ant focused on scoring through the contact in front of him, he's not expecting Chet to come from behind to clean things up. This right here is a defender all teams would love to have, because it goes deeper than just being able to block shots. Like when Chet has the task of switching on the smaller guards, he doesn't become a mismatch. He slides his feet perfectly to stay with them all the way on the drive, and with an effort to put it up, he just sends it right back. You'll see Draymond here set the screen for ProdGxm to come off with an advantage to attack downhill, but soon enough, they will see that this is no walk in the park setup, as Chet stays glued to him all the way to then send this out of bounds on the reverse. No matter if it's a straight line drive, or if a player puts on the moves to try and get to the basket, Chet is right there to stop it. And even if he does release off to allow one of his guys to pick up, Chet can quickly notice the angle being attacked while his teammate is falling behind to then re-engage himself back into the play for the block. You want a guy who can give you defensive flexibility on the floor without worrying, and with Chet, you get someone who you can trust to protect your basket. A lot of people will point right to his size and say, he's too weak. Well, ask Drummond how it felt to get humbled. And then when the offense is pushing right at him in transition, he doesn't shy away from contact at all, as he goes straight up, takes the hit directly, and still manages to affect the shot. That right there isn't something you would see from a player who's worried about the contact inside. Chet instead seeks it out. Just like when he's not directly involved in the play, Holmgren will make it his business to slide over to deny guys off the pick and roll, and this versatility here lets the OKC guards be comfortable with Chet temporarily switching to then get back, and then to stretch things even further, it allows the guards to play way more aggressive on the perimeter, as if they are to get beat off the dribble, Chet is right there to take things away. That same awareness we see on defense doesn't disappear when OKC gets the ball either. It just shows up in different ways, such as when the pick and roll forces his man to help over due to them being on the weak side. Holmgren knows that this backside is all his, and he'll show that to the defense. That pick and roll is one of the most used plays in basketball today, and besides just leaning on that first initial pass to be the one that gets the bucket, when you pair a big who can pass with a big who understands spacing, this is where you get these alley-oop connections.
For the Thunder, the lob, the dunk.
I know, it's easier said than done, but defenders can't get so hung up on that first connection that they now give up buckets on the backside cut with such ease. Now if it's not the cut from the defense shifting off the screen action, Chet just knows how to make himself available in the gaps of the defense. With Houston using an extended 2-3 zone, you always want to get the ball to the man in the middle, and usually that leads to a wide open jumper. Other times, when you're playing a team who lacks defensive communication, it's still all about getting to the middle of that zone. But with Rui pointing for Smart to cover and Smart pointing for Rui to cover, this leads to no one moving at all, and now Chet can score inside, causing some frustration. This movement can truly lead to many easy opportunities when you simply just stay in motion. It still sets up Holmgren to get to a spot on the floor he likes, and now he can fade over Jackson like it's nothing. I want you all to remember, Chet is 7'1", moving around the court like he's a guard. And this may make you want to take trades on OKC to win more games. And trust me, those traditional sports books is gonna rob you. So you gotta delete those and come join Polymarket. They're the largest prediction market where you can use the knowledge from my analysis to make trades at real time on any game in any state. Polymarket makes it easy by displaying odds as percentages, and you just pick a team to win. You don't get locked out like the other sportsbooks will do to you, which means you can cash out at any time during the game or get in on the action at any time. Like when OKC was cooking the Cavs, you could have got in and rode the momentum all the way to the win. Here's how simple it is to make a trade, as I took OKC to beat the Cavs at 72% odds for a nice payout. If you were to win big on any other sportsbook site, they take away $9 in fees, but Polymarket only takes away 10 cents. So yeah, use my code MASTERY10 for $10 free when you sign up, no credit card, no deposit. Just make sure you use my code and come join the revolution with Polymarket. Now like I said, Chet is 7'1", moving on the court with a swiftness. Defenders can't fall asleep or else he'll be scoring before they can even react. And if they go to close off driving angles inside, he'll be right there for that dump off hammer.
This time gives it up and Holmgren!
Now with defenses aware of this, they start to overreact when they notice he doesn't have a body on them, but all this does is put them in a vulnerable state. Chet fools him with an up fake taking away the one paint protector, and this here leads to an and one. A big reason they jump so hard when he's outside is because Holmgren has no problem letting it fly once he catches it, so now he can cook the defense in many different ways on these closeouts. If he wants to keep making long distance calls, he can make the defender bite with that up fake to then step back for some privacy. If he wants to get a little closer to feel the connection, he can bait you to come to him, attack you hard while initiating that contact to then fake back like it never meant anything. And if he really wants to send a message, he won't even call for you to come out. He'll gun right past you and use some aggression.
Holmgren, wow, okay. That is the whole kit and caboodle. That's a 7-foot man.
This offensive versatility of Holmgren lets OKC use him in many different ways that most bigs in the league can't even offer. He provides you with reliable floor spacing for when defenders collapse on slashers. When Shea gets doubled, he can be that relief option, and if they want to run a screen action with him involved, he can decide to pop out to send it up. On the inverse of that, he can roll off these screens to get a bucket in close as well, and if the defense is to shut off the inside, Holmgren can use that short roll to knock down the midi. This here is all too much for the defense to handle, especially when he's not just doing it at a basic level. Chet can use the handle to break defenders down before getting to his spots on the floor, and the thing is, he never looks rushed when doing so. He just flows into his shots like the defense isn't even there, and when you factor in that he's 7 foot doing this, it makes you see just how good he really is. I know Shea gets all the shine on this team, and rightfully so, but Chet Holmgren is someone who raises the floor of this team tremendously, and honestly, he shouldn't be slept on. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about Chet this season. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to drop a like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you're first to know when I upload. I thank you all for your support, and I'll see you in the next video.